What up, guys? Wicked Specialist, aka Real Geek. Here talking about Wrestlemania. Figured I'd give my fresh thoughts on it. My take on this year's event. The event just ended about a half hour ago, so I am now home. Just got home. And figured I'll talk about WrestleMania with you guys for a little bit. Very long show. Wow. I mean, WrestleMania, going to the event itself is on my bucket list of things to do. It definitely is. But, oh my god, like, to actually be there in those bleachers for, say you get there at like 2, 3 o'clock and you're there, and the pre-show starts at 5, whatever, and then the actual show starts at 7, and then it goes on for hours and hours and hours. Like, those people have been sitting there for all day. Like, by the time the Kofi match ended, the crowd could never quite get that energy back up again. Like, that was their high moment. They peaked. One of my buddies I was watching with said he gets, why the women's match was the main event, but at the same time, it was really hard to get that energy back up again after the Kofi thing, because that whole storyline with Kofi Kingston, the almost parallel to Daniel Bryan's story from a couple years back, that underdog, and then the moment finally happened, is very culturally significant. For one being, he's the first black WWE champion, and also just the fact that he's been in the business for so long. He's been in wrestling for a decade now, and just now getting his second, they said it was like his second WrestleMania match, and his first actual big, huge moment. And so I'm just going to keep on talking about that. That whole Kofi match, that was everything that I wanted it to be. That was just an amazing match, both storytelling-wise and action-wise. Was happy, so happy. I was on my feet cheering when Kofi won that title. That was just amazing. Oh, man, oh man, I can't wait. And then when the New Day came out, they gave him the new New Day T-shirts, which I definitely got to get, and then bring back the old title belt for Kofi already set up. Oh man, that was a very touching moment. I'm really glad they didn't go with the whole Kofi versus a heel Big E thing that the rumor mill was talking about, the Dirt Sheet was talking about months ago, leading up to this. And I'm glad that management realized that they had something special with Kofi Kingston here. They saw the crowd getting over. And unlike other things when people are getting over on their own, like Breezango or 10 Ty Dillinger, like they didn't cut that to the curb and be like, no, you guys, we don't care what you guys actually like. We want to give you what we want to show you. And they didn't do that this time, thankfully. And that was just a great moment altogether. Oh. Match of the evening, Kofi Kingston, hands down. Now let's talk about the Becky Lynch match. Let's talk about the main event here real quick. I am a huge Becky Lynch fan and have been for quite some time, since she was the pun-tastic queen of SmackDown, the first women's champion for the brand. And when she was just, the goofy kind of, she'll crack some jokes here and there, and just be an awesome person. Like, that's awesome. And then last year she turned heel for a bit, and then got over and became the man. And I have just loved it ever since. Like, love the old Becky, love the new Becky even more. Her ring gear tonight was awesome. I feel like it was kind of Black Canary inspired. That's my take on it, with the black and the yellow and the fishnets. I put those elements together, I get Black Canary. That's just me. And that whole match was great. There was definitely some botches going on in there throughout between Ronda Rousey. And then what was up with that whole Charlotte entrance with the helicopter coming in via tape? Like, they taped that shit like 2 or 3 days ago. And then they edited together, like, I don't see the purpose. I guess it was supposed to look cool. I don't know. It was just like Okay, so, and then now she's walking into the arena. What the hell? Anyways, that match, it was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, the finish was, I would hope for a clean finish against Ronda, finally get that karmic. She gets her in the disarmer finally and makes her tap. But it felt like they were like, well, shit, it's almost 12:30 now. We gotta wrap this up here. Come on. Okay, she gets her. Ronda gets Becky in the finish, but then actually she turns it around and Ronda's shoulders down. So 1, 2, 3, and we're out. We're going home. We're not even gonna do a video highlight packages here, which kind of disappointed to me because I always loved the video highlight packages after the montage after WrestleMania. Like I still think of the ones from the past, like the Light It Up. Or the one from the year before last, the Flow Ride in My House, into Panic at the Disco Victorious, into Ain't No Grave, into that Event Sevenfold song. Like, I still think of those moments when I hear those songs, especially when I'm working out. Like, I think of those montages. I was looking forward to the one this year, but I mean, the songs that they picked for WrestleMania this year weren't as iconic as the ones in the past, so I get it. Like, the songs were okay for what they were, and they didn't have any, like, major highlight video packages. Speaking of highlight video packages, like, the only real one that we saw building up, well, I guess we saw a couple of them, but the first one that came to mind is the Shane Miz storyline match. The build-up with that. And that match was actually one of the, I would definitely put that in the top list of matches of the evening. They told a good story, very good, some crazy high spots, tables that did not break. The whole finish at the end there with the stuntman dive suplex off the scaffolding. I like the build-up in that more than the actual execution of the suplex flip and then, oh, well, Shane's on top of him, so 1, 2, 3, Shane wins. Shane beats up an old man and gets away consequence-free. No revenge gotten. Well, I guess it's kind of a metaphor for how things happen in regular life. Rich white dudes get away with just about everything. So there's that. Be offended if you will, rich white people. Don't give a crap. But, I mean, the build-up was great, so I'm guessing there'll be something set up for, well, I guess Backlash is gone now. It's going to be Money in the Bank now. I don't know if that storyline is going to continue on for one more match so we can get some proper revenge. Or is The Miz going to go back to being heel sooner than later? I don't know. We'll see. Lot of dead energy in the crowd tonight. The crowd, like I said, they peaked early on at that Kofi match. And then they should have put the Elias thing right after that to kind of build up some more energy and get some laugh. But no, they put on some other couple matches here. And then they did the Elias thing, the Elias segment with him and the 2002 Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena, was dope as hell. I marked out. It was great to see that version of John Cena. We haven't seen John Cena with that much energy since the whole first go around with him and The Rock. That was just, oh man, that was the energy that he had. And the mocking of himself in his own movies, that was great. That whole self-mocking thing, that's confidence right there. That was old school vintage John Cena. And that's, if he ever, I want to see more of that in the future from him. Not so much the throwback stuff to how it used to be, but like that energy, that level of, I want to be here, I want to do this, I want to entertain the crowd. Like that energy is what I want to see from John Cena going forward from here. I missed most of the pre-show stuff because I was getting over there. Was happy. Was kind of hoping that Aleister Black and Ricochet would have won the tag titles, but with all the other titles changing hands, I can see that they're like, well, and they're still rookies, so they haven't even been fully brought on to the official brand either. They still have the NXT highlight on them when the show's like, we're here, but we're not here yet. Like, I don't know what the purpose of that is. Like, just bring them on the main roster. Maybe they will now after tomorrow night. The Raw After Mania should be a great time. Yeah, I guess that's it for my WrestleMania thoughts, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Stay geeky, guys.